Has this ever happened to you? You've got a girlfriend, and she's smoking hot, but she's also way too fucking horny? Is your partner fucking absolutely everyone except you? Did you once have a relationship, but your significant other was so into fucking that they left you to pursue their lifelong dream of being a sex worker? Buddy, have we got the solution for you? Just be a songwriter from the 60s. Yes, the 60s were a time when complaining about your amorous girlfriend could be the entire backbone of your song catalog, and the people loved it. Don't knock the idea. It's what gave the Zombies their third most popular hit after Time of the Season and She's Not There. And giving the Zombies all their biggest hits was keyboardist, founder, and band leader Rod Argent, who himself was inspired musically by the works of Burt Bacharach, which he had written for Dionne Warwick. Quote, I was hearing all of her Bacharach stuff. That was an influence, using major sevenths and ninths and that sort of feeling in the chords, said Argent. From Bacharach to Warwick to Argent to the Zombies, a number 6 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 was born. The song was less well received in the Zombies' home country, maxing out at number 42 in the UK. What stopped the single from setting the UK on fire? Was it the fact that the Beatles were hitting their stride and Beatlemania was about to be a worldwide pandemic? Or was it the fact that Zombies' lead singer mumbled one line in the second chorus, a line he believes was meant to be, "Don't love this love from my arms"? Let's be real, it doesn't fucking matter. Because regardless of its history, we're going to talk about Tell Her No by the Zombies on Cover Me.
Tell her no, 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 no. Don't hurt me now, for her love belongs to.
That's right, it's Cover Me. The only podcast that compares famous songs to their many cover versions to find out which one's love belongs to me. I'm your host, as always, The Snake, joined by my tempting co-host,
Alex Mildenberger.
Alex Mildenberger, what's up?
What is up? My notes died.
Yeah, you're just looking at arms.
I need to bring them back up. It's happening slowly.
It's happening slowly. You don't need your notes to...
No, I don't need my notes to do intro. I wrote it all down. I wrote it all down.
The whole podcast is scripted, which will surprise a lot of people because it doesn't sound like we know what we're doing, but
no.
Every uncomfortable pause, that's all part of the process.
One. That's why, it takes a long time to write this out ahead of time.
Yeah, we make these for you every week. You people should be a little more thankful.
But that's happening. We just had a Halloween. That just happened.
That happened
in real life
for the listener
several weeks ago. We're just going through it now, though. So it's the spookiest of all times.
Yeah, we're spooked out of our freaking gourds here, and let me tell you, there's a lot of gourds where I am right now.
We're full up on gourds. It's that time of the season.
Hey, the zombies. Alex, you big zombies guy?
Bit of a zombies guy, you know. I feel like they're enough of a staple in classic rock circles.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about? I mean, you saw the Zombies.
I saw the Zombies live in person 2 years ago, I think.
Speaking of live in person, us right now.
We're looking at each other.
We are.
It's scary. It's crazy. I saw the Zombies live, Alex. I think they are a classic rock fixture. I think also kind of underrated, though.
A bit underrated, and also maybe just because, they weren't around for that long, and then they were gone, and then they came back, but, kind of as a throwback act, so, they didn't last all that long.
No. And their sound is so distinctly 60s and early Beatles 60s, not psychedelic Beatles 60s, although they do get pretty wild with the keyboard.
They can.
Rod Argent, phenomenal musician in and of his own right. Of course, people probably know, is Hold Your Head Up more well known than the Zombies catalog, do you think?
Possibly. I mean, I'm thinking what's the other song you did?
There's a few I have them.
The band Argent did some notable songs that I think mostly
he wrote the original version of God Gave Rock and Roll to You. Yeah. He wrote every Zombies hit.
Yeah.
All three of them.
All three of them. And the other thing, I mean, Odyssey and Oracle, which they recorded, and my understanding is they kind of broke up immediately.
Right.
And I don't know if it even did very well, but it's kind of considered a classic now. I'm a big fan of Odyssey and Oracle.
Yeah, great album.
I think it's great, front to back.
And there's something phenomenal about them being these 60s musicians who have that song length sensibility. You're getting a lot of 2-minute classics.
Quick in and out.
Yeah. And it's this one this week is about what, 2.5?
Just over 2 minutes.
Just 2 minutes. And solid, great chorus. People talk about the like polyrhythms and like jazz fusion inspiration it has.
It's not like heavy, but it's there.
No, but it's there.
It's there.
Particularly just in the rhythm of their like tell her no. Like they really use this dun, 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 dun. They love this start-stop kind of feel.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like I was counting it out, and it kind of sounds like they play the like I don't remember exactly. I think it's 4 triplets followed by like 2 like eighth notes. So it's almost like they're doing like a bar of 6/8 followed by like a 2/4 or something like that. So that is a little more like jazzy, for
right?
Sure.
Yeah,
something you don't hear in like rock and roll as much.
Certainly not of this era or honestly any era.
It's true. Except maybe in like progressive rock, but that's kind of its own beast.
Yeah,
that is also closer to jazz fusion anyway.
Exactly. So. Yeah, it's definitely its own thing. But yeah, I feel like even we talked to several people this week. And like, oh yeah, we're doing Tell Her No, blank stares. Nobody really knows this song.
Yeah, they know. I mean, Time of the Season's kind of the big one that people tend to know. It was sampled by Beyonce at one point, and also is just like fairly well known, even if people don't necessarily know it's by the Zombies.
Mm-hmm.
It also sometimes, I think, gets in Halloween playlists just because they are called the Zombies.
Okay, yeah.
And
because Halloween is a horny holiday. Yeah, it's a season.
It's a bit horny, yeah.
It's a time of the season for loving.
Yeah. So you get that kind of stuff. I was thinking, like, why do I know this song? And it was in a radio ad. Okay. I don't remember what for.
Yeah.
But they used the like no, and I was like, I gotta like pirate this. I think I ended up buying it on iTunes.
Okay, yeah.
Because of that ad. But that's why I know this song.
You're why I know this song.
I told you about it?
Yeah, because you're like, that zombie song. It was Tell Her No. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
The zombie.
The Zombies, yeah. And I knew their 2 hits, the first 2 hits. I knew Time of Season, I know She's Not There. But let me tell you about the way she looked, the way she acted, the color of her hair,
etc.
etc.
Sure. I don't know. I don't think I know that song.
That's crazy because it's a good one. It's similar. They're talking about women being absent, being horny, being sad. They love talking about women.
Often, mean women.
Yeah, mean women. But other fun fact about the Zombies is that ZZ Top pretended to be them,
and that's why they're called ZZ Top.
Yeah,
and it's weird.
That's very strange.
Partially because they had broken up, right? And they were like, now we need to tour Odyssey and Oracle.
Right.
But we don't have a Zombies. So then there were 2 American Zombies bands?
Yeah, I think that's correct.
There's a whole story about it. It's like such a wild story.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember the details.
The shit you could get away with.
Back then. You're like, these are the Zombies. And someone's like, all I know is I have a black disc that makes the zombie sounds. This sounds right.
Yeah, like, fuck, sounds right to me, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking like the era when record label was more important than the band.
Yeah.
When people were like, we just need a version of that. So I was like, we could have our own Zombies. It's these guys.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who is Ohio Express? Like, whoever they needed to be.
Exactly. But we need to be talking about this song specifically. Tell Her No. Very basic. Let's talk about these lyrics, Alex.
Yeah, do some lyrics.
It starts with what they call a pre-chorus.
It is called a pre-chorus. They say
that.
Pre-chorus, chorus, pre-chorus, chorus, pre-chorus, chorus, and then one verse, and then a pre-chorus and a chorus. That's what it says on Genius, which I think it's verse, chorus, verse, chorus, bridge.
Yeah, bridge. Verse, chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, sometimes Genius doesn't quite have it.
Genius, does not have it together all the time. But it starts like this. And if she should tell you, come closer. And if she tempts you with her charm, I might as well just tie the chorus into that. Otherwise, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Tell her no. Don't hurt me now, for love belongs to me.
Love belongs to me. There was a count for how many no's there were in this song.
63, I believe. Yes.
That's a lot.
For 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's like 1 every 2 seconds. A little more than that.
But so the basic concept of the song is like, there seems to be, it's a conversation between 2 people, presumably who are both into the same woman.
Is this like they're both into it, or is this dude just, when we talk about these kind of cuck songs, usually the guy is just kind of lamenting about or to the person.
Right.
This one, he seems to be kind of door to door, like, hey, dude, don't fuck my girlfriend. All right, I'll see you later.
Hey, you too, also. Yeah, he seems to be saying, and like if it's like maybe they have split up, kind of thing, and he's
Maybe.
like, and he's just like still sore about it, you know. And he's still into her, obviously.
Yeah.
We'll get that later. Well, don't hurt me now. For her
love belongs to me. And there's a real damning line later where he's like, she fucking said I love you to me too. Like, she said it to me first.
So clearly they had something going on.
Yeah.
And whether or not they're like
possibly still have it. At least it feels like the narrator still believes they have it.
Yeah.
He's like, we're still in a relationship, but oh my God, does she just want to fuck everyone?
Yeah. Seems to be what's going on. That's what he's suggesting anyway.
Yeah. So he acknowledges her 2 features, knowing the words come closer and having charms.
Yeah. I mean, it's just describing like wooing, but like, you know, when 2 people like first kind of start to get together and get to know each other.
Yeah,
right?
he's just like, if she starts putting the moves on you,
remember, she's not to be trusted.
Yeah,
because she should be with me. It's a funny like.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny, right?
It's funny.
Like, she sucks. Don't trust her.
Yeah.
But also like because I'm into her and she should be with me instead. Like,
yeah, and even acknowledges that later. He's like, yeah, she's the fucking worst, but I love her.
It's actually a lot like a Don Henley song that is not popular.
Okay, that's not gonna help me.
What's it called? About like. You better hang. Right, if you answer the phone, I'm trying to remember the lyrics. It's like if you answer the phone and it's like a man, like don't like hang up the phone because like basically your girlfriend wants to cheat on you.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Okay. Doesn't that also happen in Just a Friend by Biz Markie?
I guess so.
Somebody answers the phone and it's a dude. So you get that kind of moment in a lot of songs.
It does happen in that song.
Yeah.
You better hang up. That's a cheesy song. There's a lot of cheesy songs on that album.
Hey.
But I am getting sidetracked now.
You're getting sidetracked. Yeah, so it's got to be a friend of his, right? That he's talking to?
It's got to be. It's kind of. Yeah,
because if it's a guy vying for her romantic interest, there's no reason for him to take the zombie's words to heart. He's not going to be like, okay, dude, you're right. I will tell her no. He's going to be like, oh, sick. I've got a shot. Like...
Yeah, it does just kind of read as like a sad guy trying to maintain a relationship that is ended,
or it has no chance of being,
or should end,
or honestly should end.
That's kind of how it feels.
Yeah, there's really sweaty vibes from the narrator on
Very
this.
Sweaty, yeah. There's another. I mean, there's another. Like the verses are very similar. Because before it's if she should tell you come closer. Now it's if she should tell you I love you. Whoa. And then again, and if she tempts you with her charm. So you kind of get that, like... I mean, I say refrain, but the choruses... I guess the choruses are all the same anyway.
Yeah.
But, well, sort of. Not really. But, yeah, you get the... It's more or less saying the same thing. If she should tell you intimate things...
Yeah.
And, like, tempt you...
Yeah.
With her charms, then... Don't just say no. Just walk away. Don't just say no.
It's just some real dare program.
It's a dare program.
Say no relationships to my girlfriend.
Yeah,
dude.
Exactly. Don't do it. And then like, don't hurt me. It is also funny. He's like blaming this other person. He's like, you don't hurt me by cheating on, by like enabling my
girlfriend to cheat. Yeah, if you enable her to cheat, who she's gonna find somebody to do with. I can't talk to everyone in town. You're the one who's done damage.
But he also seems to. I mean, again, it's kind of ambiguous whether they're really together anymore.
Yeah. I assume they are together, or else this is weirder behavior on another level that I don't think you can get into on a 2-minute pop track.
2-minute pop song, yeah.
But, yeah, if this was maybe more modern, I could see another layer being added in there. It's like, well, actually, the relationship was over already.
I'm just a creep.
More of like a, you better hit a... Femme fatale? Is that the one? She's a femme fatale. Because that one is post breakup, if I'm recalling correctly. And then she's going around fucking other dudes.
And he's upset.
Yeah. There she goes again. That's the song, right? Femme fatale's a different one.
Yeah, I was like, trying to remember the name, but yeah, Femme fatale.
You see her walking on down the street.
Of a Nico song.
Yeah. Oh, your friends
Of course, both those songs by the Velvet Underground and Nico.
Yeah.
Which we have covered multiple times.
Both broadly and in depth.
So if you want to check out some old episodes, we talked about the Velvet Underground and Nico. And we talked about
I'll Be Your Mirror.
We talked about another one.
Yeah, we definitely talked about one more off that. Maybe not. Maybe we've done more loaded because we've done Sweet Jane.
Yeah.
And the other one.
Oh, sweet. No, not that one.
No, Sunday Morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Early dawning.
No, wait.
That's off of.
No,
that's off Velvet Underground and Nico too.
Who Loves the Sun? Who Loves the Sun? That was very recent too.
That's the one.
But I think that one, There She Goes, has the real post-breakup.
She's out on the streets again.
She's out on the streets.
Down on her
knees, my friend. Yeah, that one has a real possessive over somebody you just broke up with.
Right, and this one is like kind of taken for granted that like she's a mean woman.
Yeah, it's like this horrible woman is gonna cheat on me, but I love her so much.
Yeah.
Please don't hurt me.
Please don't do it.
Please don't fucking do it.
She's gonna do it either way.
She's gonna do it. I just don't. Yeah, she's gotta hurt me. It's gotta be somebody else.
I guess. I mean, the bridge kind of suggests that more than anything.
Yeah, because it implies maybe, although he doesn't say like she cheated to get with me. He's like, I know pretty well like what her nature is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's in the second chorus though, because we get. Also, here's my other question for you: do you think in that verse that he says the full quote is "If she should tell you I love you, wohu wohu"? Does she also say wohu wohu? Is that what he's saying?
I love you, whoa whoa
whoa whoa. He's like, do not fall for that shit.
I know it's tempting.
It's tempting
when you hear whoa whoa.
It sounds great.
Don't do it.
Don't say no. But yeah, we do get bonus because what they do, and this is a musical note, but the first chorus is just straight.
Yes.
And then they flip it in the following choruses by having the backing vocals do the tell or no, and then he does these kind of ad-lib lines.
Yeah, it's like there's two, like that's happening, there's another like chorus happening as well.
Yeah.
But it's just one other line.
Just one of them. So this line was apparently mumbled by the lead singer, whose name I was going to put in the intro, but I forgot to copy and paste it. My bad. But he had apparently mumbled it and was like, oh, I want to do another take on that. And then the producer was like, nah, it sounds great. So I don't think it's what Genius says here. I don't think it's don't let her down from your arms. I would be more willing to believe don't let her into your arms. I also don't believe the lead singer's interpretation where it's don't love this love from my arms or something like that.
I always heard the don't take her love, but then not really known what, and then something about arms.
Yeah, then "Don't Take Her Love from My Arms" is the following chorus.
So
that's why you know that one because it's clear as day.
I thought I heard that pretty clearly.
Yeah, because "Don't Let Her Down from Your Arms" is a weird like.
Yeah, I think I've heard "Don't Let Her Into Your Arms."
Yeah,
for sure.
That makes sense.
Because it's logical.
Yeah, unless he's giving him advice because he knows the cheating is inevitable. So he's like, once the curse of this great awful girlfriend passes to you, don't let her down from your arms. But that goes counter to telling her no.
Yeah, it's the opposite of the rest of the song.
Yeah. So it's, don't let her into your arms. Don't hurt me now, for her love belongs to me. That's the same as the last. Don't hurt me now.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Boom, we hit the bridge. I know she's the kind of girl who'd throw my love away, but I still love her, so don't hurt me now. Don't hurt me now.
I like, this is not maybe that important. I like having both I love her so, like I still love her so, because that works as its own statement.
Yeah.
But also it's tied to the next one. I love her, so don't hurt me.
So don't hurt me now.
I don't know why. It's like so simple.
Yeah, it's simple. It's good. It's tight.
Yeah.
I love her so. Don't hurt me now. Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, like we already kind of talked about this. He's like, I know that she's
gonna do this.
She's gonna do it, man.
I still love her.
I still love her. Let me have this.
Yeah. Just please. Don't take advantage of it.
Yeah, don't take advantage of it. Then you get another verse. And I guess this is why the verses, actually this one is different, but all the verses are almost the same, right?
They are so similar.
Because this one has the same start line almost as the last one. He says, if she tells you I love you, just remember, she said that to me.
Said that to me. Yeah.
That's the curse right there, man.
That's such the like don't trust her thing, right?
Yeah.
I also kind of like the way the verses happen, where or the way they change, I should say. The way they happen. Because there's basically two sections, if she says it tells you, if she tempts you, and then it changes the first section for the second verse, but not the second one, and then more or less changes the second one, and like the first one gets tweaked a bit, but like it's more or less the same.
Yeah.
On the third one,
yeah, they expand upon each other slowly. The change is gradual
at a time.
Yeah,
it's a cool pattern,
and it is like very instructional because he's just like, hey, listen, first just flirtatious. If she says, "Come closer," don't do it, dude.
Don't do it.
And then he's like, "What if it's love, bro?" He's like, "If she says I love you, don't fucking do it."
Don't do it. But what if she loves me? It's like, well, remember,
she told me
also
that.
said that to me.
She said that to me, dude.
Yeah. So it does kind of feel like that conversation.
Yeah.
It's a cool song.
It's a very cool song. Yeah, and then the last one, he says, "Don't leave me now, for her love belongs to me." On that final chorus, which I think works. Some people might say, well, it sounds like it's more addressed to the girl. But depending on where they are, like scenario-wise, like the dude might just be fucking up. He's like, don't fucking go.
I need to be with someone, kind of.
He's like, yeah, I need to be with someone. If you leave, I feel like after all I've just told you now, you're going to go and fuck my girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. So, like... Yeah, I think that's what I've always heard, is like, don't leave me, because if you leave me, you're going to get with her.
Exactly. He's like, I've told you everything. I've laid myself out bare that my relationship is precarious at best.
Yeah, that's a generous interpretation, I think.
Yeah.
Precarious.
But that's tell or no.
Yeah, that's the words.
That is the words. And what do they sound like, baby? I sound like
the description I've written in the notes here. Well, we already talked about the sort of jazziness of it all.
Yeah.
And that's how it opens. There's kind of two different sections, three if you count the bridge.
Yeah,
right?
And there was a lot of like instruments doubling and tripling up on the same patterns and things. So you get a lot of that. It's that. So we open with that.
Yeah, so as I said before, the or four triplets followed by two.
Yeah.
So played straight. Which is pretty cool. Or four. Yeah. And then of course there's like a guitar and organ playing chords in there, and then of course the drums that play that rhythm. And then you kind of get that like the like backbeat.
Yeah, they really emphasize that backbeat, like everybody's hitting that.
Are we accenting the downbeat then?
We're accenting something, Alex.
I guess you really kind of need that like accent, especially on, I don't know, just to make it feel normal.
Yeah, and because I really hear, like, you're talking about that full rhythm, but what is really emphasized is that
That's true. That's true. That part accents the other part, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the sort of like strange rhythm. I don't know enough about Burt Bacharach.
Bacharach.
The only, we've talked about Burt Bacharach because his name comes up, but I really only know his name from Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Because he's in Austin Powers.
He's in Austin Powers.
And gets mentioned a couple times.
Yeah. Guess who's back? Bacharach.
Bacharach.
Yeah, I really like. He's come up. He's like he's a songwriter. Like he wrote for Dionne Warwick.
He did his own songs.
He did his own songs.
He's got a jazzy background.
Yeah, he's one of the, he's a legend.
Yeah. That's the intro, though. The intro comes back. That's the chorus part, basically.
Yeah.
Once it moves into the verse, it's more like of a straight 4/4.
Yeah.
Still get the guitar and organ playing chords, but they're kind of... I said they're spread out.
Yeah, well, compared to that like sharp kind of staccato bit we got going in the start, we really mellow out.
Yeah, it's a lot slower there. Dun, dun,
but still a bit of, yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, not that different,
almost
but yeah. They
get like island vibes off that.
Almost island vibes, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the guitar is so like mellow.
Yeah, the tone on the Zombies, they really got this mellowness sorted. They got the key, like their key tone is very good while also being very like zoned in on the 60s.
How could they not? It's from the 60s.
Yeah. And he's got this very gentle voice. So he's almost simulating for the listener what getting hit on by his girlfriend is going to feel like.
If she tempts you with a chance. It's an interesting voice. Do you remember his name? I don't remember his name.
I have it somewhere in my notes here. If you give me his name is Colin Blunstone.
There you go. He's got those boots.
Yeah, those Blunstone boots.
Hey. All right, what happens in this song? We go back into the chorus. Kind of goes back to that other rhythm.
Yeah,
with the like kind of 6/8
like
feel.
everything's on it, right? Tell her no. The vocals are in on it. The drums are in on it. Na 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 da 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 ba ba na 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 na. And then we come out smooth on the end. Don't live without
There's even
love.
I don't have my glasses on, so I think I have the right timestamp.
Yeah, hit it.
I don't.
You got it wrong.
I can't hit it. I don't know. I can't control this.
It's tough sometimes.
So there's one of those. It's either slow strum or an arpeggio.
Yeah, like an arpeggiated chord or something.
Yeah, like a fast arpeggio.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Where did they just do that? So yeah, that's all. That's all I want to point out. Oh yeah, and then we start to come in with like backup vocals.
Yeah, and this first one is like everybody's in on it. We don't get any of him being like his little brackets lines. It's like,
yes,
don't fuck her now,
'cause her love belongs to me. Which we get later, where there's kind of like two choruses happening at the same time.
Yeah, it's because of the tell her no, don't leave it love in the arms. Just like some vocal ad libs on the later ones. It's really good.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Good stuff.
Yeah, they've got kind of like a very simple premise. It's like the intro and the chorus are this staccato sort of jumped up rhythm, and then they're like the verses are smooth, and then boom, second chorus they're like we'll do both, kind of like the last verse we talked about on No Sugar Tonight / New Mother Nature.
To combine things.
Yeah, it's got that same kind of like two vocal melody pattern going, and it works phenomenally. Mm-hmm. It's great stuff.
It's really cool when you start to combine things like that. And you're like, here's the cool thing. Here's another cool thing. What if we did them both?
It's like that.
Two cool things.
That fucking dumbass video from 10, 15 years ago where the guy's like, apple, pencil, and then he's fucking
the pineapple apple pen?
Pineapple apple pen, yeah.
I recall.
And yet for some reason, like our monkey brains are like, yes.
Yes, put them together.
Put them together. You gave me A and B and fucking put them together for C.
Wow.
I'm blown away.
A plus B does make C, doesn't it? So that's very cool. But we get that later. In the verse for now, they start to be more like backup vocals. There's like an ooh backup vocal.
Yeah.
And this is where the whoa comes in, the second verse.
Yes.
It's not that much, but it's like a nice thing. I saw there was a note of like, normally you do that in the last verse. I'm like, yes. You would normally do that, or in the last one. But no, he says, whoa, whoa. And he almost sounds like he starts to do it in the third.
Yeah. Is that maybe a little bit of this, like, precursor to jazz fusion? That's kind of like we're ad-libbing already.
Getting into it.
Yeah.
We're slick. I cannot see the timestamp.
That's tricky.
Is it just wrong?
It could be. Sometimes it fucks up.
Let's try that again. Or maybe it was wrong before. I know it should be good. So, there's a little low.
There's a little one there, but that's, I think, the later one. We got those oohs for the verses. And then those oohs, that's funny because the oohs become then the lead doing that on the chorus. So they kind of swap roles. There's a lot of just like switching.
It's cool.
It's very cool.
You like it's cool to have like an idea of like these are our parts, and like we're still gonna do that many parts in different sections, but they're all gonna do something different, or they're gonna trade off.
Yeah.
Emphasis and stuff, so yeah.
Yeah, just like simple parts, and they just shift what's emphasized, who's doing which part. It keeps you on your toes while still being super easy to listen to.
Sometimes things can feel very arbitrary.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we had a thing come in. It's cool, but it came out of nowhere. But in this way, you sort of, I don't know. It's not that big a deal, probably, but you're like, yes.
It's like a fully recycled system, right?
Exactly.
Like everything's going through.
It's totally self-contained.
Yeah, you're not adding in new stuff. It's just kind of like, well, we had everything in there, and it's just we're reworking what's in there already. It's pretty sick like that.
Oh yeah.
The next big thing is the bridge, right?
Yes.
Which brings the energy.
Yeah.
You got the open cymbals on the drums, hitting some rolls. He goes up.
Yeah. The organ, I like the organ. I like what the organ does, because the organ kind of, I said spreads out before in time, but now we're spreading out in frequency, because the organ is now playing lower on the low end, like with the guitar and the bass. And then he's also playing a little melody on the high end, playing along with the vocals. Not totally the same, but similar.
Yeah.
Which I will play for us. I think this is it.
Yeah.
And you get that bum 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 up high, and then also bum 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 bum.
Yeah, that kind of
on the low end. Very cool.
Very cool.
Love it when things move out and slide around. Yeah, like we said, it's self-contained.
Yeah, self-contained. It's tight. Yeah,
and it cancels out, right? Because you're in the middle, and then you move up and you move down, but together there, it's like you add them together.
You're filling that space in between by not doing that.
Yeah, ultimately the sum is zero, but it changes the components.
Exactly. It's about the notes you don't play.
Exactly.
It's jazz, baby.
It's jazz. All the notes cancel out. There's technically no notes in this song.
It's technically fully silent. That part rules. We end this song on the intro kind of premise.
Very similar. There is another verse after the bridge, then another chorus.
Yeah.
The one with the little whoa. Whoa. And then that's kind of it.
That's it. Yeah, tight 2 minutes.
It's 2:03 is the timestamp we have here, so they fit it. That fits on a 45 for sure.
Yeah, sure fucking does. You can chuck another minute on there, and you're still under the 3:05.
Yeah. Well, you can do real good dynamic range. I don't know if they actually support that, but theoretically, if it's shorter, you can do wider grooves. And if you can do wider grooves, you can do broader dynamic range.
Interesting.
I don't know. There's got to be limits on that, but
yeah, because would you need a different needle then, or?
Well, the needle just follows the groove.
Oh, okay,
so I don't think so. You might need a finer needle for some. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
What if I take a cartoon cat and kind of pull his mouth open and put his claw on there? Would that?
I mean, that can probably play anything.
What kind of quality of sound am I getting here?
I don't think you're getting stereo sound if your only speaker is a cat's mouth that's been pried open.
Okay, what if I relax his butthole as well?
Yeah. Yeah, that's binaural audio.
Binaural audio. Yeah, get my binaural beats going.
Yeah.
That's the song. That's what it sounds like. There is a music video for this, kind of. It's like a TV performance. It's your classic.
Oh, it's like Ed Sullivan Show style.
Yeah, it's like a white. So it could be any color. We don't know. It's black and white.
Right, it's black and white.
They got the drums up on a platform. They got the guys playing. Pretty basic.
Okay, straightforward. I don't have it ready because I didn't see it.
Didn't see it,
or I probably did and was like, "This doesn't count."
Yeah, you're like, don't fucking care. All I noted is that he sings pretty far from the mic.
He's probably ad-libbing.
Yeah, probably, right? It's probably not
ad-libbing.
even
What's the actual word?
Mad-libbing. No, it is just lip-syncing.
Lip-syncing, that's it. Not ad-libbing. He's probably lip-syncing because I think they used to do it back then.
That's, how it was done.
Ed Sullivan Show.
Super Bowl rules. You got to lip-sync.
Yeah.
I think they still do that for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and they did that even, we've talked about Top of the Pops and stuff. Yeah. What was the one where they didn't lip-sync, but they couldn't, they had to mime playing, like when Nirvana had to pretend to play Smells Like Teen Spirit, and they just traded instruments and just messed around.
That's right. Yeah, they're we're going to go on different things.
Obviously played different.
Yeah, definitely not playing in line with it.
And then Kurt Cobain sang really low.
Classic Kurt. Yeah. People have done that. I think I've heard of other people doing that as well.
Yeah, there's stories like that. Because they're rock stars, man. Of course they're going to do shit like that. What do you expect? You're going to think they're just always going to follow the rules?
Yeah, okay, these are the notes. We're going to take them. Yeah, okay. It's not a business to them.
Yeah. They just probably say fuck you and do something else. Because it's half their image.
Yeah. I wonder how much of a business person you calculate for that. And maybe hoping
they're another one. It's in the budget. Don't worry.
Don't worry. We were actually hoping for this. Numbers go up. Yeah.
Right? It's a notoriously, probably any business you'd have to worry about, employees that don't really
some like
play
dissenters
along.
or
But like, if you're in music, it's gonna potentially be most.
yeah, you need like a
Potentially.
fucking profiler on hand to be like, listen, these are how these people are gonna behave.
Yeah.
Here's how we get
We're
them to
gonna
do
need
what
this.
we
We're gonna
want.
need this much money to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna need money ourselves, which is why before we get into these cover versions, we're gonna do a quick break. That was the first live ad break I've been here for. Thrilled. Not live for you guys, pre-recorded. For us, live.
Live for us.
We experience live. Alex experiences it live every week.
Every week.
Every week. Me, this is the first time.
Slight delay.
Slight delay. We're talking some covers, Alex, here, and
Yeah.
I think pretty good list of covers this week.
I was impressed by just how many of them there were and how
Yeah.
different they were.
And yeah, the variety and the quality. There's
Yeah.
a lot of good quality versions
Good
here.
stuff.
Looks like oh shit, I'm getting a notification too. Yeah. Got an event notification there, Alex. Don't you worry about
both
it.
of us.
Yeah. We were starting in the year though, 1969, with a cover by Smith.
Yeah, not the Smiths.
No,
Just Smith.
just Smith.
Also, that's the name of the band. I don't know if it's someone's name in the band.
I don't know. I don't think so because their lead singer is Gail McCormick.
Gail McCormick, yeah. Who I don't know the name really.
I don't know
but
that name.
It was used in the Wikipedia page as if it was something we
as
should
if it
know.
meant something. So Californian blues rock group. And they also had a hit on their debut album, which is what this is off of. But their hit off that was "Baby It's You," which was a Bacharach / David song. I don't know who David is.
Hal David was
Hal David,
writing partner.
And I think
for
also
Bacharach.
wrote those Dionne Warwick ones that
Yeah,
inspired. They were a team for that.
Worked together. Also, that song,
Mhm.
what was it called again?
Baby It's You.
Baby It's You. Also covered by the Shirelles, who we talked about last week. Making connections.
It's all
Synergy.
connected, baby. Synergy.
Check it out.
Check it
See
out.
our episode from last week.
Yes. See it, hear it, listen to it. It's on all the apps.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, so you can see it, but we won't be there because we don't
won't be
film
there.
this.
You just look at our faces on the logo.
Still image of our faces.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's pretty fucking good. But what do we got here? Blues rock that I think fucking rocks. I think this version's great.
Yeah, I definitely, it feels like it's almost like the band-ish, like kind of that like roots rock sound.
Yeah.
So you get that like good old like stanky blues rock,
Mhm.
where it almost seems like a lot of the time everyone's just kind of noodling.
Yeah.
Like they're doing their own thing, but it sounds good together.
It sounds good together. And Gail McCormick, great vocals. She really pulls it all
good
together.
vocals.
Yeah, that fucking stanky rhythm.
So you get that, set up, and then like all the riffs are different, and like the guitar's always playing like a nice riff, and then it'll do like some licks and stuff in between things. It mostly leaves it to the horns though.
Yeah. Which we
are
also get horns on.
Yeah,
this.
there's horns on this, which I was not expecting. They come in after a bit. Organ too. It's mostly like texture.
Yeah, it screams really in the chorus, which we're just listening to right now. It goes like, "Meow," as she's giving her tell her no.
True. That's the other thing. They don't do the like no. They just tell her no.
Yeah.
And then just like hold on that and just say tell her no. Just the line.
So and it is
a good way.
Tell him no. This.
It is tell
right?
him no. You're right.
Yeah. The next version sticks with tell her no, but kind of switches who we're talking to in an interesting.
That is interesting, which we will talk about. That
but this one just does a plain gender swap. Works great.
Yeah. Tell him no.
Yeah, and makes that so dramatic. That tell him no, because we got the organ behind it. We drop the
really
sort
like,
of pop like around it, and just do the straight blues like screaming.
It's just that like blues soul kind of that like
there
really
is
put
definitely
the feeling
soul
into
in here. Yeah,
so it's good. It's good stuff.
It's sick. The rhythm riff rocks.
Yeah, just that like nice old school. She's like really getting into it, especially like you get the final lines, the choruses, like the tell him no, and then like on the bridge. You always got to get into it on the bridge.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this bridge is built for getting into it on.
I think there's just solo. Did I write it down?
Let me see. I did put organ back with a vengeance on the bridge. Is it an organ solo?
It might not actually be a solo on this one, but like Yeah, you get the organ in. I did note that the organ, particularly on the bridge, again, reminded me of the band. Get a little like Richard Manuel style.
Yeah. And that noodling we talked about, kind of also like jazz adjacent, right? That improvisational idea.
True, a lot of improvisation.
Which the original has, particularly with like the vocal ad-libs and stuff. You get a bit of that, so it's all baked in.
And then like the jazz, more like jazzy sound. The other part. It's interesting. And then this is also, I mean, I feel like a lot of the blues rock I've listened to doesn't have brass.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different.
It's very unusual.
Different kind of style of like blues / jazz. Yeah. I mean, you say / jazz, it's not like super duper jazzy, but like we were saying, it's in there. It's almost like roots rock feel.
Yeah, we often talk about like jazz, country, and rock kind of coming from this same genre origin.
Yeah.
So sometimes the things just mix in there.
Yeah, guitar genres.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more to it than that.
Sure, but that's not a bad lens to look at it through. And kind of sorts things.
I guess American music.
Yeah, they're an even broader lens.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's they're bringing in those ideas, which this is 69. So yeah, it has a bit of soul to it as well. Just her vocals being so strong and that brass being there, like rings of soul to me.
Yeah. And yeah, just like that, the attitude on it is great. Kind of goes to show how like universal this like unappreciated love kind of story can be / cheating. You can interpret it in slightly different ways. Yeah, but it's like I'm in love with this person, they're not in love with me, but also I don't want them to find someone else.
Yeah. It brings out, this one definitely brings out some desperation. It gives you a little more time to really
it's got like The Whale.
It. Yeah.
That movie with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, it's that where he eats a meatball sub and jacks off. And floats.
Now I gotta watch it.
You gotta watch. I haven't seen it, but I know these elements of it.
The meatball sub scene, of course.
I think that's how it opens. He's jacking off and he gets a meatball sub. Or he already has the meatball sub, eats it, and then jacks off.
That's a relatable.
And all I know is that happens. He's obsessed with his daughter's essay about Moby Dick, I think. That's why it's called The Whale, not just because he's large. And so then at the end, he hallucinates his daughter reading the essay to him and he levitates. And that's him dying.
Huh. Recipe.
Again, I have to stress, never seen
this movie.
But I'm pretty sure those are the major beats. Right. But that's this version.
Yeah.
It's great. We get a version that also great, also fucking insane.
Quite
Juice
different.
Newton.
Yeah.
1983.
You tell her no, no. You tell her no, no, no. You tell her no, no. Don't hurt me now, 'cause your love belongs to me.
I love talking about Juice Newton only because, I mean, there's not a lot of famous names that just sound like a healthy snack.
Yeah, it's something you pick up at the Whole Foods.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, yeah, I grabbed a few boxes of Juice Newton.
Yeah, great name. We talked about Juice Newton a couple times. We talked about her for Time After Time, where she did that with Eddie Money.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I'll Feel a Whole Lot Better. She covered that as well.
By the Birds.
By the Birds.
I was like, oh yeah, I Feel a Whole Lot Better by Tom Petty. I was like, no, wait.
No. Still the Birds.
Still the Birds. This version was a hit, Billboard Top 40 hit. Number 14 on the Adult Contemporary, number 27 on the Billboard Hot 100. 80s as fuck, this one. 80s pop. She's an American country and pop singer. She dropped the country.
She's so pop. Yeah. Very pop. Even looking at like a live version of her singing this, she looked even a little uncomfortable. Like, like she like had an acoustic guitar, but like didn't know what to do with it.
Was that real?
What do you mean?
Was that the actual audio for that live performance if we watched the same video?
Good question. I didn't watch it that closely.
Because I was watching it, I was like,
is it just the song?
I think it's just the song over it.
Okay. Very possible.
Because she got the black guitar.
I don't know if I have it up still. I'm going to close it.
Yeah.
That's my notes.
That's your notes. That's that. But yeah, the music on this is like balls to a wall, 80s synth pop, insane.
Yeah, like all like like hit synth.
Yes, so the synth sounds huge. It
really
sounds
sharp,
massive, and it's doing these big, sharp hits, taking that staccato intro.
Yeah, very similar to the original intro. And then you sort of like get the like muted guitar strumming, and then like steel drums probably also synth.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
steel drums.
That come in, you're like, now it's tropical. Like,
Yeah.
we're doing reggae. What the hell is going on here?
Very interesting. There's a steel drum solo
Yes.
about 2 minutes in.
Dun, 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 dun.
And like the gated reverb on the toms, it is like so 80s.
Yeah, even like the kind of muted guitar rhythm they do, I find is a big like 80s pop signifier.
Where you're kind of like doing the guitar, but like it's really a synth song.
Yeah.
Yeah. They Juice. Feels weird just calling her Juice.
Miss Newton.
Mrs. Newton. Juice does a similar thing to Smith where like the chorus is simplified. A little less tell her no.
Yeah.
Tell her no.
Yeah, and she does one's 2 no's and the next one's 3 no's. And
Yeah.
she like varies that. Yeah.
Of course, I didn't notice that.
Let's tell her no. Tell her no.
Yes,
It fucking rules.
Right. There's also like there's different backup vocal configurations. So like after like as the main one goes, there's like different things underneath it.
Yeah.
As it goes too. So just like in the background, some parts just like tell her no. And then,
Yeah.
like, that's the only example I wrote down.
Right, yeah, they've got like shifting, it's not consistent where the backing vocals come in.
No, like all kinds of different things.
Yeah. And so, yeah, she says tell her no.
She does.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
it's different.
That's right, because she also says your love belongs to
Yeah.
me.
So she like changes it a bit. I think I have. Yeah. She's singing about her,
Mhm.
and she's singing about like her love interest.
Yeah.
And just changing it a bit. So like if she should tell you she loves you, just remember you said that to me. So she's talking to someone and saying you don't
Yeah.
cheat on me, please, like or don't go with that other person.
Yeah, or like, yeah, I know people are going to hit on you because you're a catch. Like, it
Yeah.
could be a broadsheet, it could be a specific one. And she's like, listen, you've promised to be with me. We're in a relationship. So
Mhm.
keep that in mind
Keep
when all
that in
these
mind.
ladies are hitting on you.
So she is talking to the lover character.
Mhm.
Which is an interesting change of perspective a little
Yeah.
bit. And it didn't take that much. It's just like changing a her to a you kind of thing.
Yeah, you switch a few pronouns here and there and you got it.
So it works.
It works. It's great. First listen on this, I was like, this version is like too crazy.
What is going on?
What is going on? But I kept listening to it. I'm like, this one, like, it's got the energy. It does a good twist on the lyrics.
And it's just like fun, like very 80s
Yeah.
track.
Yeah. Without being like cheap sounding 80s.
True. Yeah. No,
It's-
it's like decent 80s. Almost like I mean, it's not exactly Total Eclipse of the Heart, but like there's a similar
Approaching there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wouldn't be insane to compare those two. But this one's, I think, a little brighter overall.
Because maybe I'm thinking of like Holding Out for a Hero or something. where it's,
Yeah.
like, the vibe is there where it's like very energetic and then they put the
Mhm.
synth in. And
Yeah, it's got a little more movement to it. I
I
can
think
see
there's
that
synth in
more.
that. It doesn't.
Yeah, I believe there is.
80s enough.
80s enough. Yeah, great production on this. We got that steel drum solo.
Steel drums.
Sparkling arpeggios, drum rolls.
Could be a synth steel drum.
I would bet.
Probably it is.
It wouldn't be crazy to see a real steel drum in there, but I think given that everything else on this is basically synth.
Yeah. I don't know where the timestamp is.
No, I'm not sure. But there you go. You nailed it. Fucking good stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Now we're going to get a little weird with
We are
release
going to get a
dates.
little. Oh, yes, we are.
Because this one must have been released in 2010, but it couldn't have been made in 2010 because the band wasn't together.
Yeah, this is
Starbuck.
Starbuck. Trying to remember their story. I don't remember.
So they were not active in 2010. They were active from like 1970 to 1980 and then started doing reunion stuff in, I think, 2013.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay, I remember these guys.
Yeah, they're a rock band from Atlanta, Georgia. And I say 80s because this version is also weirdly synthy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the band itself is like a marimba player and a keyboardist.
Okay.
Formed by them. If it's the right group, which I think it is.
Yeah.
And they kind of also do, like, this has more island vibes to it as well.
Yeah.
But I think marimba, I mean, I don't even hear the marimba
No.
necessarily.
But
And they
it's
slow it down.
They slow it down. It's done really soft.
And you get the
Yeah.
like slow tick. It's quite slow.
Yeah.
Tell you
This kind of
I
like
love
they're
you.
doing a synth that has like a plucked feel to it.
Yes. See, yeah, it all seems to be keys, right?
Yeah.
It's an odd one.
Because it almost sounds modern by that standard. Because there's like we almost get like a video game edge to this as well. Just with some of the instruments, kind of like 16-bit era.
Kind of the like sample
Yeah.
style. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was like a marimba playing or what. Because I was like, there's got to be a marimba somewhere, but I just don't know
Yeah.
what sound is the marimba sound.
Not a fucking clue.
But you do get a lot of like electric piano and then like synthy sounds, like when you're talking about, and very smooth guitar. I thought this one was kind of lethargic overall.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if it really. I think it sounds all right, but I feel like the vocals let it down. Like they don't really. There's a slow version of this that could work for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think the vocals really get the mood across well enough.
No, I think I agree with that. They're like, especially when paired with like a sleepy and like very tender toned sort of version. Like it's very relaxed. Yeah, you get like these kind of like bright sparkles here and there. It is a version to like relax to.
Yeah, and I just don't think it really works ultimately.
No.
Because again, I'm blaming the vocals. I think that they are a big part of it. I think that if someone was more emotive, they could do this slower version. I don't think they do enough. That's kind of my take on it.
They get kind of lulled by their own music, I think, to a sleepy state. Because if you had a little more dramatic nature to the vocals,
if they were a little more
power,
desperate, but they just don't quite have that.
Yeah, because there's something about the kind of tenderness of the synthetic production we have on here that gives you like the nighttime feel, a little bit of that being vulnerable idea, but then it's he kind of just turns it towards sleepy time instead of being like, here's a desperate moment, don't sleep with my girlfriend.
Please.
Please.
I said please.
I said please.
Yeah, I just don't think they quite have it.
Yeah, it's lacking something. A version that I would say is more synthetic and a little better is Warner Case in 2017.
Warner Case. Yeah, I was looking up Warner Case trying to figure out if it's based on something. There's a like murder case.
The Warner Case.
The Warner Case, exactly. But it's from after 2017. So I don't think they're named after that. So I don't know.
Was he calling his shot?
Yeah. Like that person is definitely going to get accused of murder.
Yeah.
It's going on currently.
Okay. Interesting. His name is actually like, because I watched him do this live. And the name it brought up, I didn't write it down.
Oh, yeah, that live. I forget what the name was.
But it's a different name.
I make music, run an indie label, pet cats, and go outside. Smiley face emoji.
Smiley face emoji. I do have that.
I definitely have. Let me see if I can find some info on Warner Case. Summer on the inside.
Summer on the inside, summer on the outside.
No, I don't have quotes.
Alex using DuckDuckGo so the feds don't know what he's searching.
I don't know, searching. Yeah, Warner murder case.
As trial date said. Oh, that's excellent. That's good news.
Yeah.
So this one is like EDM-ish.
Oh, yeah.
Less EDM, more like electronic music. You might just take the D out.
Yeah, obviously, like dancing as much as any music is danceable.
Yeah, I mean, you do get that like 4-on-the-floor bass coming pretty quick.
And it's a longer one, so possibly. But it's definitely very electronic, A lot of it is the lyrics and then the bass line. It really takes the bass line, right?
Yeah. But the bass line is basically... Yeah. It sounds like Stand By Me.
Yeah. It's not like a completely original bass line.
Yeah.
So they kind of take that and then, no. He's the one who actually takes advantage of the repetition of the nose, because it makes sense in electronic music to loop. And it's what it sounds like.
And yeah, he really emphasizes that. You hit the chorus.
You hear that skip, right?
No.
Yeah.
And he likes to loop Don't Hurt Me Now, too. Because then that becomes the outro. So it's Don't Hurt Me Now. And then he does his own clip of I Love You.
I Love You.
I Love You.
Yeah. Something else.
Yeah, we get hand claps in here for that rhythm too, for like to kind of balance out that bass. You get like a Boots and Cats where it's like doons, doons, doons.
Kind of getting, is that on the like jazzier part?
Kind of right off the intro here, actually, you get that. Is that it's like you get this and Boots and Cats and Boots and Cats, like it completes the Boots and Cats
symbols there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like there's lots of other stuff. Like he's got the vocals that are like fairly airy. No. Don't hurt me now. A lot of drums and bass,
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's the beat. And then there's a synth solo, right?
Yeah.
This is quite a long version also.
It's 5.5 minutes?
Yeah. Just over 5.
Yeah.
There's a really like high-pitched wavery synth has a solo earlier on.
Yeah. It reminds me a bit of like actually an early Gorillaz track. I think a Demon Days one.
Something about Demon Days? I can't think of what that would be, but I think
it just hit me now because I definitely had that thought. I can't remember what it would be.
Something about Dead Planets.
Dead Planet, maybe. Fuck. Now I haven't listened to Demon Days in a while, but that synth tone is speaking to me as being familiar.
Yeah, it's a cool, like, broken up one. The other cool thing about that synth solo is the bass is playing the like the rhythm, melody rhythm.
Yeah, I think he does a really good job of picking out those kind of little hooks in the song and really, like, just emphasizing them.
And don't forget the tuba.
Yeah, getting real nice and low.
Once you get that really low bass. There is a breakdown. They cut the drums. Repeats I Love You a bunch. Lots of those tuba lines. I'm just doing a lot of description, but because it's hard not to for these electronic ones.
Yeah,
they do like a million
they
things.
Stack it all in.
It is not self-contained, which I don't hold it against it.
Yeah, that's not a gold standard or anything.
Yeah, it's just a cool thing when it happens. Yeah, but this one's like reasonably catchy, The bass line really grounds it. It does follow the original fairly closely, but it's also quite different, like in sound.
Yeah.
And also very long. And they add some like instrumental sections. And the mood works a lot better. Like Starbuck felt like it was lacking in the vocals. This one's not like that strong in the vocals, but the rest of it makes up for it in mood.
Yeah, so. and even the vocals are done to support that mood.
Yeah.
Like they feel like they're working together.
Yeah.
And it like has a bit of that genre vibe of like dancing the pain away. You're in that zone, right?
Dance the pain away. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's one. I always expect to shit on an EDM version or like an electronic version.
I like that one.
I think this one's pretty fucking solid.
Yeah.
Next we've got Bogart in 2021.
Bogart with their
like
Mega Man artwork.
Yeah, their Mega Man ass artwork where he's crying. I couldn't really find anything on Bogart.
No, there's 2 singles from the last 3 years, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like this single and another one. That's Bogart. I couldn't find info on Bogart.
No.
Well, there's more here, except I think there's probably other things that are under the Bogart name.
Yeah, and Tidal, like, more so than like Spotify, I think is bad
combines
for
things.
combining
I think
things.
Spotify is definitely getting better.
Okay.
Because they used to be pretty bad for it. I would always be like, listen to this new music from Rush. I'm like, that's not the band Rush. That is like
that is
someone else entirely with the same name.
Yeah, that.
But yeah, but I think Tidal is maybe lagging a bit there.
Yeah, because like even a couple weeks back, or maybe a month ago, they're like, check it out, The Darkness released a new single with like some other band. I'm like, I'll listen to it. I was like, no, they didn't. This is not The Darkness.
Very funny. This is another very synth-focused electronic one.
Synthy version.
Lots of like production.
Yeah, big emphasis on fuzz on this one. You get fuzzed out guitar chords, you get the kind of fuzzy vocals.
This one sounded more video gamey to me than anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there's like a slow guitar chord that is very fuzzy, like you said.
Yeah.
That makes me think of Radio Gaga.
Oh yeah, I hear it now.
Yeah.
And even combined with that kind of bass line, that boom, 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 boom. It's pretty similar, yeah.
It's got some Queen vibes in here. Later Queen.
Yeah.
So early late Queen.
Yeah, not the late Queen.
Not late Queen.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. And of course, like lots of synths. So there's also like dun, dun, dun sound. So it's like very. Or is that one that have these? They're definitely video game type sound effects where it sounds like a hit.
Yeah, definitely. And you got that, and like even vocals are really synthed up. They're practically Vocaloid. Yeah. I'm surprised that intro, that one synth that goes in, isn't used more often. It comes in like
fair amount in the intro, I think.
No.
Oh, I thought it was more.
In my head, every time it played, I could kind of hear where the melody should have gone.
And then it just doesn't.
And then it's just that one note.
Yeah, I feel like that gets used in like the soundtrack for the latest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat 'em up.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's full of game qualities. This one, full of the Radio Gaga qualities too, as it turns out.
Video game Radio Gaga. Yeah.
And much like tighter in terms of time than the last version.
Yes, absolutely. They're not doing like extended dance sections. They bring in some like backup vocals, like female backup vocalists, and then the harmonies kind of like build over the course of the songs. Like you get more overdub tracks as it goes. It's cool.
It's cool, yeah.
And then other stuff like fast arpeggios on the chorus, and like you get the backup vocals get like kind of distorted at one point. It sounds like they're kind of pitched up, and then like several tracks. So that's part of the overdub tracks getting added, but like in different ways. They do effects on them.
Yeah, it's a decent like show of electronic fucking skills and tricks.
Decent production. It's more of a straight update compared to the last one, just because that was 5 minutes long.
Yeah, this one hugs a lot closer to the original composition. Just kind of we're switching out audio files and making it a little more video gamey.
Yeah, just kind of a new arrangement.
Yeah. But we're going to simplify things for the next cover, which is Max and Nicky in 2021.
Tell her no, don't take her love for your arm. Don't hurt me now, for her love belongs to me.
Nicky, an acoustic duo.
Yeah,
these are
twin
twins.
brothers.
Yeah, from Iowa.
Yeah. But they run.
No, I read the wrong notes. They're not from Iowa.
Oh, yeah, because
that's the next guys.
Yeah, these guys run a monthly comedy and music show in Brooklyn. They've written and produced 2 full-length musicals. And so what does that mean for us? It means 2 acoustic guitars and 2 dudes singing.
Yeah, this feels like it's one part of like a variety show, because they do kind of variety show stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that like their comedy duo, this doesn't have like jokes.
No.
It's more just like straight novelty, not comedy necessarily.
100%.
Because like they're both playing. You can you can see them playing. They're not playing the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they might be in this still, but like one will play a little higher, so they'll kind of like get a chord between them, kind of thing, or like a chord of chords.
A chord of chords.
Or just play like different parts of the neck, because they're both playing these like nylon string guitars. So it's a little more mellow. And then, singing it.
Yeah. And I think these guys are solid.
Yeah, they sound good.
I think in this collection of covers, they pale a little bit just because they are a bit simple. I do like their chorus, though, where they kind of start saying no's over each other when they start overlapping.
Yes, and they alternate every one. Even on the fast one, they're like, no.
Yeah, that's when the sound gets interesting.
But that only happens on the first one, though, because after that, one person has to sing the other part.
That's right.
So
you
only
can't
one
do
guy
that.
has the notes.
Yeah.
Which is, again, I guess it's like part of the novelty. Like,
Yeah.
that's the cool, like, they do cool stuff like that. So if you saw them live or like at a variety, show type situation, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's a cool thing.
It's a great palate cleanser. It's 2 minutes. It's they apparently have like a 60s hour like comedy / music set they just do.
Yeah, you can see they have a video on YouTube and it's black and white and they're wearing suits.
Yeah.
And it's old school looking. But yeah, it's all like 60s inspired.
60s inspired. So yeah, they're playing right in their lane. They're good at what they do. It's not mind blowing. It's probably better live, but no reason to hate this version, really.
No, it's perfectly solid and probably has a very specific purpose that it seems to fill quite well.
Yeah, seems to. And now we got to take another trip back to the 70s.
Yes.
But in the year 2022 with Dahcotah.
Dahcotah.
Or perhaps Dahcotah.
Dahcotah, spelled with some extra H's after the A's.
Dahcotah.
Yeah. So, this group was active in the 70s. So I think they were active from like 1970 to 1980. Like that's their range.
Yeah.
And then if you look on their YouTube channel, it's just someone being like, I got these old songs I'm uploading. And like these, all the dates on the album is like 2022. So it ended up getting stuck on the end. Or maybe this didn't come out until later.
Yeah, because I checked Discogs
it also
and it
says
had
2022
for the year. So I was like, okay, I guess.
So I don't know.
But it's so weird because this is very 70s.
It is very 70s. And this ends up being like a pretty close cover. It's the closest in time, I think.
Yeah. Their one big move they do that I think works half the time is that like kind of big horn drone.
Oh.
That like there's always this noise filling out the back end. It's like maybe a synth.
I think it's a synth. Because they have that synth droning a lot.
Yeah. It's
playing along with the
constantly. And
just a lot of that.
Yeah, unfortunately, what it does really is it just levels everything out for me. It
does. This one is like real, like assault on the ears kind of thing for me, and like even their singing, not so much on the chorus, I guess, but I don't know, like with that plus the no. Yeah, it's just a lot.
Yeah,
it's just a lot.
And not coming from a band that's kind of trying to deliberately do that. They're not like trying to overload your senses here.
Yeah, it feels like this could be like a better mix. The other thing this feels like, and maybe this is why it didn't come out until 2022, is it kind of sounds like a demo. Like, you know, when you get a deluxe version of an album.
Yeah.
Or when we used to buy CDs, and then you get like a bonus track, and it would be like early demo brackets, like with lead guitar track or something like that. And then it's like more or less the same song, but there's an extra guitar track playing that they stripped out because they didn't need it.
Yeah.
This sounds like that, but the synth is there, then that would get stripped out later. So it does feel kind of unfinished.
Yeah, there is definitely just even it's being released in 2022, it's like something's weird here.
Yeah. For a thing ostensibly from the 70s.
Yeah.
And feeling very 70s as well.
Feeling that way, but not in a throwback way, and certainly not in a production way. Like you said, it's too demo-y.
Yeah, there's also like a guitar riff playing over the whole verse, which is also a bit much.
It's very like 50s almost, which is weird.
Yeah, a bit of a 50s sound to it. It doesn't fit together very well, and it feels like maybe someone had mixed it better. It would have been okay, but it needed some time in the oven.
Yeah, and apparently 52 years wasn't enough for it.
Yeah. Well, it probably wasn't in the oven. It was in someone's closet.
Yeah, in somebody's closet, just kicking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of falls flat. There's a 70s rock version of this that can work. It's not this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's more or less the Smith version, but a little updated from that, probably.
Yeah, but losing that like roots feel that really drives the Smiths version.
Yeah. I mean, like the good version from the 70s is more or less the Smiths version, more or less Smith's version.
Yeah, I fucked up too.
But that was from technically the 60s.
That was from technically. Hey, I found out when I was looking for YouTube videos that Tennis does a version of this song.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, no, can't find it on Tidal, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because this is a song where like secondhand songs didn't have a ton of these versions. So I basically just had to search Tidal.
Yeah.
And see what they had. And they had way more than I was expecting.
Yeah.
And that's pretty awesome.
Get it together, secondhand songs.
Yeah.
Usually good at this.
They've had a lot of hits. A few misses. They're usually hits.
Yeah,
they're good.
Hits.
They're usually good.
I'm a secondhand songs fan.
Yeah.
I'm also a fan of our final verdicts, which we're about to get into.
Oh, yeah.
We got 3 categories today: the worst version, the best version, and the most assertive version. Did we stop? Oh, thank God.
Sorry, it was zoomed out, so it wasn't moving very fast.
Yeah.
So for a second, I was like, no.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
No, it's going. We're recording.
We're good. So that is the worst version, the best version, the most assertive version. Who's getting the point across? Who's gonna tell these people
For
no
being
and they're
assertive.
gonna listen? Alex, what's the worst version of this?
The worst version, I think my least favorite is probably Starbuck. As much as, I mean, it's really Starbuck and Dahcotah that are the weak ones
That's
this
the
week.
bottom of the barrel.
Dahcotah feels like, like a demo, like it's a mixing issue.
Yeah.
Like they're fine. They just needed to think about it a little more. Whereas Starbuck feels like a chops issue, where they're just like not quite good enough to do what they want to do.
Right. I can
And
see that.
I think is like less fixable.
You may be right there.
Maybe. I don't know. I also just thought it was kind of boring.
I do feel like the fixed version of Dahcotah, though, is just like pretty basic 70s rock.
It would
though.
still be pretty basic.
Yeah. So it's like, does it have that much potential for growth? Where I think if you swapped out the vocalist on Starbuck, like the production on it is pretty interesting. Especially, it'd be even more interesting if I could know exactly what year it came out.
Right.
Because if that's earlier 70s, that's crazy. But if it's like 1980, like that makes at least a little sense. Still a little cutting edge, but they got an interesting tone there. It's making me think of Tonight, the David Bowie album. That kind of synth production a little bit.
Interesting.
But yeah, I can see that one being the worst because it's sleepy. It's sleepy as fuck. It's very just like you can fall asleep during Starbucks version. But I do think Dahcotah is worse, so that's what I'm going to go for worst.
Theirs is pretty rough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bottom of the barrel. What's the top? What's the best?
What's
Alex?
the top? What's the best one? I mean, there's some pretty good ones.
Yeah.
I think best. I mean, I'll probably have to go with Smith. I just think the Smith version is very strong.
Yeah.
I also like Juice Newton. There's a lot to love about that one.
Yeah.
But Smith just has a whole other thing going.
Yeah.
It's
and right off the bat too, like first cover we hear, and it's fucking good. Yeah, I think like that's the toss up for me. Smith and Juice Newton, and they both got strengths. Smith's just got this crazy blues vibe. It feels a little raw. That Tell Him No really punches through.
Yeah.
Juice Newton's got the lyric change that really works, that really clicks,
Absolutely.
I think.
And it's just like the fun, like 80s
the
thing.
production, yeah. Fun 80s and just maxed out.
Oh my gosh.
But I do think I'm going to give best to Smith. I'll give best to Smith. Alex, who's the most assertive, though?
Who's the most assertive of all of them? Which one is getting their point across? I think it's got to be Warner Case, because they're definitely saying it for the most time.
That's right.
Maybe that means they're the worst, but I'm just gonna stick.
But they're
with it.
like a shark who's trying to mate. They've locked their teeth into you.
Yeah.
They're not saying letting go until
they're not letting go.
You can
They
see
are being assertive.
They're being assertive. That's a good one. I think Juice Newton also because in her version she has the most ground to argue her case. She's we are in a relationship. So
You can't be doing this kind of stuff.
Can't be doing this kind of shit. You tell her no. You tell her no. You tell them all fucking no.
Yeah.
So I think she's got it. I think she's got the energy.
Oh yeah.
You might say she's got the juice.
Bye.
And that does it for our main segment. Those are our final verdicts. You got different opinions, similar opinions. Want to talk to us about a version we didn't talk about, which there are many. You just have to work to find them. Hit us up on the app formerly known as Twitter. #CoverMePod, @SnakeyMe, @SomeAlexWiseGuy. Send us your comments, questions, concerns, suggestions for future episodes. You can also email those to us at covermepod@gmail.com. Talk to us there. Be sure to rate and review us. We're on all the apps. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Amazon Podcasts, Podurama, Pocket Cast, Podbean, Spotify. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. That's where we are. Tell your friends, family, neighbors, loved ones about us, what you can really do to get the word out this week. We're a little late for Remembrance Day here. but you can hold a candlelight vigil for Cover Me.
Cover Me.
Maybe to mourn the covers that didn't get talked about, maybe to mourn all of the artists we've talked about on Cover Me who have died.
Which is a lot.
Which are many.
We've done that a lot.
And then
we have 2 from this year.
Yeah, we got 2 from this year alone, which is low for us.
It's
very low. But that's what you can do to get the word out. Hold the event in your community, and people say, wow, what's the Cover Me Candlelight Vigil? And you'll say, listen.
Gotta tell you all about this.
Gotta tell you about it. You can print the program. The program can have, you guessed it, a QR code on it. Links to the podcast. Baby. Come on.
Just get that QR code ready.
Oh my God, somebody's got to make that QR code. I don't know how to do it. I'm sure you just go to a website.
And just like, here's a link.
Yeah.
Make a link into a QR code. It can't be that difficult.
It can't be difficult. They do it for menus.
It would be difficult if you were making a QR code out of a Zen garden. Different color sand.
Oh.
But that would just take longer.
That would take longer, but it would be very relaxing.
Yeah.
That's a good one. We're going to tuck that in the back pocket until you, the listener, forget about it. Yeah. And I'm going to whip that one out.
Whip that one out later.
I'm going to do it like next week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. You didn't hear any of that. That does it for today's episode of Cover Me. And as we always say on Cover Me, if she tells you I love you, just remember she said that to cover me.